All right. I wanted to warm the stream up a little bit before I came out here. So we're going to see how this goes. This is Leland Best. I am the community manager over at vidpresso.com, coming to you through vidpresso.com. Wanted to do a live test out here for one of the new features that we just added to our software offering, and that is being able to broadcast to YouTube Live. So I'm pretty excited about this. This goes really well so far. The whole idea here, just so you guys know, VidPresso can be checked out for a 14-day trial if you want to see what I'm up to over here. And I'll even give you a half off your first month if you guys want to check this out for a little while, see what you think. That's what I do. I'm trying to give everybody the opportunity to get a good handle on this software and see what it's all about. So I want to test something. I want to show you something really neat here. Everybody's used to coming out to YouTube and watching a broadcast while the chat rolls by, and it's kind of awkward to try and follow up on that chat and pay attention to what's going on, because sometimes they get flying. You get a bunch of people out here watching you on video. Sorry, my mouth was really dry there, and you can't really tell what's going on. So what we've done is we've incorporated something. I'm going to put a test up here in comments. Oops. You'll see me. I'm going to pop this into the comment section. So that I can bring this in. Go ahead and throw that up there. Me being the admin of the channel, I got my little crown there. Don't understand all that. I'm not like king of the channel or anything, but now that I have that, I can come over to my side of the board and show my comment on the screen. How cool is that? Now, kind of like we did out on Facebook for a long time with Facebook comments that you've seen out on Be Live TV. Hello, Alice. How are you today? I believe that's you. Maybe you're not watching. Maybe you are. I see you commenting now on Facebook because I just sent you a link to come over here and see what's happening. The whole concept behind what we're doing here is to make the experience on YouTube Live a little less daunting, so that following the comments isn't so difficult. And I'm going to take you onto the back side of VidPresso for just a moment so you can actually see how this works. Okay. So if I head over to, I'm going to create a scene with a desktop capture so you guys can see what I'm doing. So just give me a moment. You'll be able to see, it's going to get a little flashy on the back end until that's the one thing I just realized we can fix. I got to add the other source. I added the wrong desktop. Just give me just a second. I got to get the right one here. Okay. Now things are going to look a little funny when I do this at first, because you're going to see, yes, Alice, if you're available, I'm on a broadcast. If you're here to watch, that's great. But you're texting me while I'm trying to do my little demonstration here. But we'll take it from there. I just got to let her know I can't chat. All right. So basically, this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to flip my screen around here for just a moment and let you guys see exactly what we have going on. What you're going to see, obviously, is the infinity effect that takes place. So I can't really hide myself there very well from the screen because I'm looking into my camera, looking into my camera, looking into my camera. And that happens when you do this and try to share a video that has a video out or a feed going out. So if you can ignore this window over here, okay, you can see me down here. So I guess I can get rid of this. I'll just show the desktop without me. So this will make it a little easier to follow. This window right here is the output window that you see on YouTube currently. So my source is brought in by simply selecting a source in VidPresso, grabbing a camera or maybe a desktop capture, which is part of a Chrome plugin that we have for the extension, or any other camera that I might have. And I'm actually doing this in a little bit of an unorthodox way, but it's the way I like to broadcast. The reason I have the black behind me is because I'm using vMix as the software encoder that allows me to do the green screen effects. Now, that's one thing that VidPresso will not do is green screen. But by using a combination of vMix and VidPresso, I can do both. So this allows me to come out here. One thing I can do on vMix is import YouTube comments. I can import Facebook comments. I can import Twitter chat feeds, and or hashtags, and I can also import Instagram feeds. But at this time, I'm not able to bring in a YouTube comment on vMix. So this is kind of the coup de grace, you might say, or whatever. Now I can come in here, and then while I'm on camera, Obviously, you're going to see this on there, not here. I can simply click a button and show you the comment feed. And if you want to see that, it's right here. It comes in on this little comment section. So I have my graphics section that I can play around with and bring out these banners so that you can see like my VidPresso offer banner. And obviously that's going back into infinity. And there's other ways I could be doing this through vMix or another software package, doing a screen share. So there wasn't that infinity effect, but I'm coming out here to test the software live. So my please stand by screen was something you saw when you first came out. I also have the ability to turn off that little bug in the corner. That's my logo. And then there's also the fact that I can show another overlay if I wanted to. So if I were here like this, I could literally turn on an overlay that would add a graphic to the side. And this is the book that I just finished back in September, known as Best Guide to Live Stream Video Broadcasting, or what I call Best Live Guide, hashtag @ all that stuff. It's a 106-page book that I just recently put together, describing all the methods, kind of building the PC for desktop broadcasting up to the point of doing your first Facebook Live broadcast. And then I go through and evaluate 7, or at least I give a reference to 7 of the top softwares and 7 of the top websites. One has already vanished from existence, and that is Smile Time. I had that written into the book as one of the top websites, actually my number 2 website. And just before I published, Alex Krugloff over at Smile Time decided to shut it down and start a whole new project, which is now known as Pop-In. So if you want to go see what's really going on over at what used to be smiletime.com, I think if you follow that link, it will forward you automatically to pop.in. It's kind of a iOS based currently, but they are working on getting their Android and their desktop version out right away. I expect that to be out sometime by the end of the week. But what's really cool about this is we have the ability to do the lower thirds here. I don't have to mess with vMix to do this. This is built right into VidPresso. And then I can also import. So I'm going to show you real quick up here. I can import graphics once I save them out and have all these stacked up here to do this, which is actually, there's a lot of other graphics I can add to it. I could do a rundown of the things I want to cover. I can add a timer. I can do polls in the background, or I can have an intro screen also, which I don't show here, but I do have kind of set up for one. What that would be is like the book where you have a flip screen, where you can just have this little graphic come in over the top and go away. And you can change that at any time just by editing the feature, changing the text, making it something different, and calling it something different if you'd like. So, and even as far as notes with the lower third, you can just take your top line and call this like, this is text. This is the text. Save that as like your notes or agenda. Let's say, let's call it an agenda item. Though it's not really an agenda. Let's call that notes, because that's really what it is. It's not an agenda. The rundown is more of the agenda. Call that notes. And then we can come in here after we save it, and we can simply click on that. And if we have a context that we want to put in, or a note we want to add to this, we can simply do it that way. And then the rundown feature, which I was talking about here, is you have a story index, so you can create any number of items within that index. So I can set it up to be where I want it to start. Okay, if I want it to start with 0, I can start with 0, and then I can literally fill these out. I kind of wish they would default to story 1, story 2, and story 3. And maybe they do. I don't believe they do, though. Let me save that and see if it does. I don't think it will give us the names if I just save it. If I add that to the screen, you'll see at the bottom, oh yeah, it does. Okay, it just gives me story 1, 2, 3, but I had it start here. So if I work my way through it, because I typed them in, yeah, I didn't type the other one. I do a story 3 and a story 4. These don't actually import automatically. Be nice if they did. Maybe we'll have to have them do that. And I'll just have to I'll have to resave that. So that would be this one here that I have to change that on. So if I had a story 3, I can't even say. Story 4, story 5, story 6. See, my brain's working ahead of myself. Then I can put that on the screen. You can see on the bottom where we have this little rundown that goes across. And as I flip through them, each one of those stories drops off. If I go to my next story in line, story 1 falls off. I go to story 2. Click on that. I go to story 3. I go to story 4, and I go to story 5, and then when I'm all done, I can always come back to one and say, somebody said, oh, speaking of which, on story 3, yeah, let's go back to story 2. I can do that and actually reevaluate that particular section if maybe somebody brought up a question later in the broadcast. So we like that. It's kind of cool. As far as the comments go, hey, you like that? Let's see what 1080p on YouTube looks like. Let's bring it up on the screen because we've got Just Cart here on with us, and I'm going to bring your comment up here. So what do you think? It's going to flip over to the other side. Now, I'm probably pushing my limits right now. I'm looking at a 6 megabit up broadcast. Well, that's my upload speed here on Charter Communications in a little town out in the rural area of Michigan. But it allows me just enough because I really need about 4,000 kilobits or 4 megabits of data upstream in order to send a 1080p signal. Now, I don't really need all that. I can start to utilize about 1.5. But what happens is you have to have enough overhead for all the other stuff that's going on, all the sending and receiving that's taking place on your machine while you're broadcasting, or really while you have your browsers open. And of course, like I said, I'm mining some Bitcoin in the back. So it's that kind of thing that keeps it a little bit at its peak level. But I'm glad to see that you like what you're seeing as far as the quality of the graphics goes. That's great. That's what we want to hear. We want to know that we're getting a full 1080p signal. It does make a big difference when it comes to broadcasting. You get to see, all those little things on my face that you don't normally see in a regular broadcast. Myself, even my own television set is not set up for 1080p. I have a 720 television. Well, no, that's not true. We upgraded to a 48 not too long ago, and that one is 1080. But for a long time, we lived with a 720p HD television, which, of course, you don't find very often videos out here on YouTube. Honestly, most of them are around the 360 to 480 range because there are still a lot of older cameras out there that people used to broadcast with. But the majority of people now are going to either the C920, the 922X, the Brio 4K camera, which takes a whole ton of bandwidth, or they're using their DSLR cameras or video cameras to produce content out here on YouTube, which is upping the game. And Daily Motion is doing the same thing. They're actually bringing out a 4K platform, but the live streaming is going away. So I was told in an email by Daily Motion directly that I was going to lose all my live streaming privileges out there. So I'm kind of saddened by that, but we'll see how that works out. So I love the fact now, though, that if I come out here to do a broadcast and I have a bunch of people out here in a stream, I can come out here and I can bring these comments in during the broadcast and filter them. And that's the other thing I can show you real quick while I'm out here. Over here in the comments control that we have, you can see where Just a Cart's comment came through and my first test comment came through. I can queue these so that when I do so, they're actually put into another side of the section. Well, they were queued already, sorry, because I brought them up on screen already. So there's a queue section and a comment section. I can split window that so I can see what's in the comment section. So let's say, for instance, I have a 1 comment, a 2 comment, a 3 comment, a 4 comment, a 5 comment, a 6 comment. You can see them all roll in from YouTube here on the left side, but I have not actually utilized them in the feed. So let's say I don't really care about what everyone else is saying, and all I want to say is, okay, this one, type, I'd be all set today. Important. Okay, so I have 1 comment that came through that I really want to find. So where is it? Okay, it's up here. Now, I could go ahead and pop that on the screen and it automatically gets sent over to the queue. So I know that that one's been used once. I know how to easily find it and use it again if I need to. But not only that, let's say I wanted to ask somebody, all right, I want to know what you guys do for a living. So what I want you to do is type in the chat, I work as whatever. Okay, so what I could do is literally say, I work as a plumber, I work as a lawyer, I work as a teacher, okay, whatever they might be. And I have these comments in the comment section, but I don't know where they're at. I have thousands of comments going through the comment section, so there's nothing I can do to find them without having to scroll through. Well, that's not true anymore. I can come through here and say, I work as, or I work even, And look at how well that quickly filtered out all of those comments for me so that I can simply decide, okay, well, these are the ones I want to bring up. So I'm going to throw these in the queue by starring them. Or I could just go ahead and bring one up for the sake of bringing it onto the stage with me. But I can just go ahead and bring these up from here now, and you'll see where they highlight on both sides. So now I know out of all these comments that came in, which ones are which. And you can see how one overlays the other. I don't have to turn one off to turn on another. I simply click on the next one. It takes off the previous, puts up the new. So it makes it a lot easier for us to be able to control the comment section and see what's going on. And then I can clear this filter if I want, and clear the queue completely, actually. I believe I can. Let's see if I can clear the queue. Or get new comments. Now, I guess I can't really clear the queue unless I go through here and take out those that I don't want by unstarring them. And maybe I just want people that I want to talk to or people who are teachers and plumbers. So now I can simply come over here and switch between the teacher and the plumbers and find out, okay, who was it? Well, it wasn't me per se. It was whoever left the comment, of course. You're going to see the image and the name of that person who's in the feed. Rather than trying to find it over there on the side. And I think, moderation for the sake of VidPresso will be much easier because VidPresso actually allows for another feature that's not available on many sites at all. And that's when we want to bring participants in. So if there's somebody out there that wants to join me in the feed, I know there's only one person watching right now, but that's fine. If somebody wanted to join me in the feed, I could literally come over here and let's say I added another source. I could create a split screen, and I could put two of us on there, like this, and have two people up here. Now, this is the really cool part about VidPresso. So instead of simply having the comment section, let's say I go into the graphics department here. I have some split thirds that I can do. So I could have Leland Best and maybe another Leland's clone, let's say. Yeah, it is. FPCB Live. And when I do so, I can simply tag this graphic, and the other goes away. And now that I have, looks like we have a couple of them. I left my rundown, so I have to fix that. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, okay, we've got something we have to fix because it broke YouTube. It broke YouTube. Okay, let's take a picture of that. Get a copy of that. All right. Broke it. Oops, let me try that again. There we go. Oh, I got my eyes closed. Okay, so it looks like I broke it. That's good. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. See if I save that. Oh, there we go. That was my own fault, I guess. You know what it was? That's kind of interesting that it did that. It stopped the feed. So I found something out I didn't know. And it could even be the fact that by doing this and doing the captions for the lower thirds, I literally stopped the signal momentarily while it was coming out to YouTube. So good test. Got to find a little bit of a feature that I wasn't sure was there or could have been a problem. Let's get some of these out of here. Now, the one thing I can't do is delete comments. Be nice if you could do that, but hey, that's all right. That's the way it goes. But now you can understand how powerful this is because simply with one button on the graphics command, I can go from split thirds to no thirds. But what I do want to see, I'm going to try to reproduce this. What happens if I edit it while I'm here? Yep. If I edit it, and then I'm going to type something. Let's see. I want to see if it's going to freeze again. Well, at least I know it did the first time. But I didn't create it. Maybe that was just a fluke. What it looks like. Looks like maybe it was just a fluke. I had a little bit of a choke there going through the system. And that could be me. I don't have the greatest bandwidth, so it's kind of a test to see whether or not I can put out a 1080 signal. That was part of the thing that I wanted to do, was come out here and for the first time actually stream at 1080 through VidPresso, which is a first for me. I've always streamed at 1280 720 and had various, situations where it's normally works great. I haven't had any problem with it, but in this case, it was a new test for me. So that's just a few of the things that are available out at vidpresso.com. So if you want to come check it out, head over to vidpresso.com, sign up for the 14-day trial. That will allow you the opportunity to feel out the software a little bit, see if you like it. And if it's something you want to continue to utilize, use my code BCB Live that you can see in the corner of my logo there. It'll get you half off your first month. And I will be found out at vidpresso Live on Facebook. That's where our community group is currently. And that's where we're going to bring people in to give them a better understanding of how the software works and how you can use it in your next live video. So thanks for coming. This is Leland from BCB Live. See you in the next one.